Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. We're making some satellites. We currently have 3 satellites. It's going a little bit slow, and the reason why is that this blue circuit machine right here is very, very greedy and is eating up all of the green circuits. So we can't make any solar panels until these blue circuits are basically backed up all the way. And we're getting close, but you know, it's like this satellite takes 100 of these and 100 of these, so we haven't even started on the solar panels yet. So it takes a while. I think what we need to do is basically split this line and make it to where half of the green circuits go in here and half of them go over there, because this guy is not only getting the, what is it, like 20, I think, that they need? What is it? 20, yeah, that it needs, but it's also going to double up that, so it can actually store up to 40 before it even gets down to the solar panels. And what do the solar panels take? It might be possible to flip-flop. No, they take 15, so it's not going to gain us a whole lot by switching the positions. I think what we need to do is split that up. The ratio should be right. It's just that we're bottlenecked right here. So that's something we want to address. But first, before we do that, I mean, we've got 3 satellites. That's 3 rockets right there. 3,000 space science, which is enough to get rocket damage and mining productivity, and still have 500 left over. So yeah, I mean, we got plenty, but before we get to that, I want to play with my little toy here. A couple of episodes ago, I had mentioned, hey, wouldn't it be cool to wire up these chests right here to be requesting, where it did it from the network, so I didn't have to go and manually switch everything whenever it was time to switch to uranium ammo. And I did that, and then some. Cornosian had mentioned in a comment in that video that it'd be a cool idea, and made some suggestions, and I got to thinking about those, and I basically came up with this. So we're getting our request from the network. That's coming in and setting the request, and we have our loaders like we normally do. You'll notice there's also a set of inserters that's going the opposite way, and they're disabled. They're waiting for a condition of x equals 1. And when that happens, they're going to basically unload everything into this active provider chest. So what I'm hoping this will accomplish is basically a way to switch out the ammunition in all of these turrets from one location, just at the flip of the combinator equivalent of flipping a button. So I've set up basically this north wall, as well as a big portion of this west wall, to react to this. So let's just see what happens. I've also set up the stations to already get some uranium ammo. Where are the stations? So yeah, there's some uranium ammo hanging out here. I also put in some extra trash spots here because we're getting ready to generate a lot of trash if all goes well. The red circuit runs all the way, red line runs all the way up and down the wall, and then connects to the red line that is coming in on our tracks. That we included as part of the blueprint of our railbook in version 2.0. Just for a instance like this, because you never know when you want to be able to control everything on your western and northern side of the base with a single combinator. So yeah, the request is coming in. This is what's requesting the piercing ammo. If I cancel that out and come over here and look at this requester chest, that is no longer requesting that ammo. We can see that it has 202 in there, but the request is no longer showing up. So now, if we send our X signal, that is the one for the unloaders to start running, and here we go. We are unloading. Yeah, and this is as far as I went with that. Basically just the, just this network right here and this network up here. So this upper left-hand corner is what I've got running off of this system. And looks like we're starting to drain some of that ammo out. I'm thinking probably way up here, this corner one will be one of the last ones to go, because it's got the most. So we'll watch this one, and once it goes out, that should be a signal that pretty much all of them are done. That's interesting. It seemed to go all the way down and then all the way across. Okay, yeah, so is everybody good? You guys are still working? You guys are still... Actually, you're not working. You... And you have somehow found your way in an infinite loop. It's interesting that only a couple of them. I wonder, can we do something like that to break the loop? Yes, we can. All right, for whatever reason, they just got synchronized so that, yeah, it looks like this inserter is actually inserting before this one is, which is causing that little loop to occur. And just by doing that, we're disabling those just long enough for it to synchronize back up. Interesting. It's interesting that only a couple of those did that, not all of them. I wonder what that's about. Oh, you guys are doing it, huh? Oh, you've kind of... Oh, I wonder why you're not working. All right. Well, there's a couple of bugs in the system, it would appear. But okay, there's one there. Going nuts. One there going nuts. Huh, I wonder, could we... I bet we could, if we canceled out that signal. That would cause all of the ammo in those that are misbehaving to go to the end. Trying to find one that was doing it. Okay, yeah, like this one right here. So if we set the X back, I wonder if that would be enough to kick it back on. Yeah, there's that one drained. Yeah, it looks like just resetting that X signal was enough. Just this guy right here, that for whatever reason, and we can't do that from space. Can we like replace it from space though? We do that. Haha, we can. All right, we can do it with blueprints. All right. Okay, I think that's everything. We are loading up the ammo into the trash car, and we just need to now set the request for, let's just go 100 starting out. Okay, and that's going to set the request. Excellent. And now we are going to get everything loaded up with uranium ammo. All right. Cool. Okay, so we'll just let that run. With all the time it took me to set stuff up, I'm not sure that that's faster than just going and manually doing it. But certainly it was a little bit more interesting, and it was definitely a lot more impractical. I do want to get to working on the rocket. However, before I want to do that, I want to play with a little bit more circuit stuff, because I really haven't been doing that so much. And I wanted to make like a gauge And I thought it might be a good idea just to have kind of a visual indicator on how these guys are doing. We really haven't got into a situation where we've run out of anything, but I don't know. It's fun to play. It's fun to play. So we're going to play. So I want to set up like a, what is that? 11. That's fine. 11 will work. I want to set up a bar that basically shows us how much stuff we have in these, and possibly in the barrels as well. Basically, so this bar will be filled up if that shows the status of how many barrels of each product we actually have in there. So I want to hook all these up together with a light. All these lights up together. You know, we can set this up based off the quantity that we have in here. Let's see. That's supposed to... It's got a logic request of 480. And 240 is what we have based on that. So I think 240. We could say, you know, if this one equals 240, then it's 100%, and do percentages and stuff off of that. I think I'd rather do it a little bit more generic, though, and see if we can't do that. Let's see. Let's get some power up here. Just so we have some power to work with and don't have to worry about that. And I think the combinators only do integer math. So that means if we did like 3 divided by 4, that's going to be... Oh, and output that. Yeah, okay, so if we did 3 divided by 11... Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's 11 divided by 11. We should get 1. Yes, 11 divided by... let's say 5. Is that going to be 2? 2. Okay, yeah, so it's only integer, so that makes a percentage-based system a little tricky. Okay, so to generic things up a little bit, we want a constant combinator that is going to output a signal, let's say M. And we want M to represent how much the max is, right? The max that we want to keep track of. That's going to be M. And then we want another signal, and let's just represent that with a chest. It's going to be coming in... And in a normal percentage, we would take whatever that signal is and divide it by M, and that would be our percentage. But we can't do that because we're dealing with integers. So we need to take each signal, multiply it by 100, and output that as, we'll call that A as the amount. And that makes it to where we can blueprint this, and it doesn't matter what comes in here. It's going to be transferred over to A. So we can set this combinator to be A divided by M. And we'll output that as A. So that, we multiply it by 100 and then divide it by that. That should give us output A, which is then an integer between 0 and 100. That represents our percentage. And let's just see if that is true. Let's set M to, let's see, what do we have? We have a stack of blue inserters. Okay, let's set M to 50. And let's put 50 inserters in there. And we don't have anything hooked up. That would be a problem. Okay, red circuit, that, red, that. And that gives us 100. If we come over here and take half of those, we get 50. Come and take half again, and we get 24. Which, yes, okay, that makes sense. And let's see what happens when we get to 1. Okay, that would be 2, which is actually correct. Okay, so that works. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to see what these are connected to. All right, that's still coming out. All right, so that leaves these guys right here. We're going to be reading the value of A. So let's start down here. This is going to be A greater than or equal to 100. Means if it's full, it's going to go that far. And then we can take this and move it all the way down. And you are going to be greater than 90. You are 80. You are 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 40, 30, 20, 10, and 0? Greater than or equal to 0? Actually, we want that less than. Just say anything less than 10. Well, I mean, it's not like we're going to have a negative A signal ever, right? So greater than or equal to 0 will work. All right, so we need 11 lights to represent that. And we have 11 because we're starting from 0, which is why we need 11, even though there's only 10 intervals. All right, so that should be good. We can plop this over here. Actually, that needs to be on a green signal. I'm hooking all the weird things up right. Okay, so that's good. If we put in our 50 things, that should go all the way up, and it does. We do half of them. We get a bar like that. Excellent. Take them all out. And we're back down to there. All right, that looks good. And I want to add a couple more things here. And I'm doing this all in a line, so we could basically line these guys up. We can put all of our status bars in a line and don't have to worry about it. All right, we want... A to go into there. We want it to go into there. We want it to come out there. And we want it to come out there like that. And let's say if A is less than, I don't know, 30. Output red. Oh, I didn't do colors on any of these. I'm aware that it's still not doing colors. All right, so if A is less than 30, what is A? I'll put red. If A is greater than 30, then we'll output green. Why isn't that working? A equal 100. A is not less than 30. Oh, input count. That's why. There we go. All right, so we're greater than that, so we're green. We're there, we're 50%, so we're still green. And we're down here, so we're red. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And the last one right here says that we basically don't have anything at all. Excellent. All right, so I think this setup right here is exactly what we want. Yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and blueprint this. We're going to need one status bar for each one of our things, and then I want to add one more for the empty barrels. Oh, that H signal is not going to work, is it? We would need another signal converter. Well, that's fine. It's going to be fine. Okay, so we're going to be 240 is the max we want to set on those. That is going to be all the way down. And except for this one, which is going to be, we'll leave it at 242. Yeah, that's all fine. Okay, let's adjust these. We want this to be what the actual item is. So empty barrels, petroleum, lubricant, and water. Can we get all these with one power pole? Of course not. Why would we be able to do that? Get a lot of them, just not very many. Can we get this bottom one without blocking it with power poles? Yes, we can. All right, so that is all set. All we need to do now is, what color wire did we run on that? Red. So we need to, do I have some more red wire? Yes, I do. Take this over to that chest. All right, that gives us our percentage count of that. Can you reach down here? I don't think you probably can. No, you cannot. All right, and just making sure that is green wire down there. It is. Can you make it this far? Can. And we'll get those hooked up. And, oh, wow, look at that. Is that showing us that we are almost out of regular barrels? It sure is. Interesting. All right, well, that's nice. All right, it's filling back up a little bit. What we could do is set up some alarms on that to go off whenever that A signal drops a little bit lower. But you know, I think I'm fine with just the visual indicator right there. They actually probably need to be spaced a little bit because it is really hard to see. Like, I'm wondering if this middle one right here was going down, if we would be able to read that. I don't know, but it sure is filling back up quick. All right, but it's I think it'll work. It's a nice little quick at a glance to see what's going on there. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff with circuits, but nothing really fun like that. I mean, it did the train thing. That was fun. But I know that's a very popular thing to do. And I don't know if I'm doing this right. This was just me kind of thinking about it a little bit, turning it into a percentage. I mean, I know you can manually go through and say, you know, like this equals 240, this one equals to 210 or whatever. You can do the math there, but I don't know. Just genericizing it a little bit makes it a little bit easier in my own humble opinion. All right, let's take a look at our wall. Let's see how things are going there. We're a little low on ammo, but we do have ammo. How are things at the station? You guys, you're out of ammo. Are we producing enough ammo? Not really. Okay, so that's our holdup right there. Is basically ammo production. We got plenty of ammo. We got plenty of piercing rounds. That is going to be for sure. Does it say how many? 25,000. That's a lot. That is a ton. But yeah, we should be converting all that into uranium ammo, and we're back to where we were a couple of episodes ago, where we were just sitting around waiting for ammo to pop. But at least we have it up there, and some of you guys are actually getting full. Excellent. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.